So, also what's very important to understand is that when we talk about African history and African culture, all of the great African cultures and civilizations that we like to talk about, whether it's ancient Kemet, whether it's Nubia, Ta-Nehisi, whether you're talking about Ethiopia, Great Zimbabwe, if we talk about Ghana, Songhai, Mali, all these civilizations had some type of economy. They're going to have some type of trading taking place, some type of African marketplace usually. So when we look at our history, is not just African history and culture that's important, and it's our history and culture that gives us our values, our interests, and our principles. This gives us a cultural paradigm that we see reality through. It's not just African history and culture, but it's also economic empowerment. When two of my teachers, Dr. Lyndon Jeffries and Professor James Small, teach, they talk about the pyramid principle, and I talk about the pyramid principle as well. And if we think of a pyramid has three sides. The foundation is African history and culture. This gives us our values, our interests, and our principles. And this also influences how we engage in economics. So when I was talking about uh, the concept of the co-ops, and African people were bringing these cooperative economic concepts to this land, especially coming from West Africa. Um, your culture also influences how you engage in economics as well. Different cultures have different ways of engaging in economics. We see the susu system among West African cultures. Okay, a susu system is a type of lending system, a system to raise money. We see that among Africans coming from the Caribbean, coming from West Africa, coming from Jamaica, different things like this. These are cultural practices. We see this something similar among Japanese and Chinese. So your culture it influences how you engage in economics as well. Okay, so we have this in our history. A lot of times people don't understand this history. This is why the book Collective Courage by Dr. Jessica Gordon Nimhard that I was talking about is so important. And the other piece of that pyramid is politics, political empowerment. So we have to have a synthesis of all this: the history, the culture, the politics, the economic empowerment, etc. We have to have a synthesis of this. So um, African American owned businesses are very, very important as well. And we have a deep, rich history in entrepreneurship. Oftentimes, people will talk about Arabs and Chaldeans and other groups and them having a history in business and things like this. We have that history as well. Okay. And when we study things like the Color Merchants Association, all right, which was a co-op of African American grocery stores. And one of the things that the co-ops are doing is they're sharing best practices, they're sharing resources, they're buying products in bulk so they could get a lower price on them, get economies of scale, etc. All right. So when we deal with this history in understanding economic empowerment, we have to tap into that history as well. All right. So African American business owners, we are continuing that type of history. We're continuing that type of legacy.